Hello friends, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come to you today to talk more about being attacked the other day. The video that I posted yesterday, it seems so bright, but the video that I posted yesterday was filmed a while ago. It was filmed when I made all of the other My Friends, My Food. Let me see if this makes it better. Probably not. But it was filmed when I made all of the other My Friends, My Food videos. So now that a couple of days has passed and I'd have more time to think about it, and then I am making this one to talk a little bit more about the incident. One thing that I didn't mention in the other video, I don't even know what I was talking about, where I was like, why the woman didn't die. I did not even poke her that hard, and I didn't punch her that hard. I know for a fact, because I did kickbox for 3 years, that I can punch way harder than I punched her, and I can also, I'm sure, thrust with a knife harder than I did. And so that is another thing that I wanted to talk about, because it is very important that you learn self-defense. I mentioned this in the other video, and I don't just mean like have somebody slap you around. You have to learn the discipline to be able to, in a situation where someone is threatening you, not act out of fear, not act out of anger, not act out of any sort of out of character emotion. You have to be clinical and scientific about where you attack the person back so that you can disarm them. And that's a major point that I did not talk about that first day, because when I made those first videos, it was a few minutes after it happened. So this is days after it happened. But I went into complete self-defense mode, and I was able to disarm and neutralize her without doing her any significant harm. And I do believe that, honestly, the best thing in self-defense would be able to do that just for your own peace of mind once you leave the situation. There is a part of me that has a killer instinct, and I think that was the part of me that spoke right after the incident, when I was like, well, I'm wondering why she didn't die. I know exactly why she didn't die. Because number one, the knife was rather dull, and number two, I didn't aim to even hurt her. I just wanted to stop her from stabbing me. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to stab the person and let him see what it feels like. And that's when she was like, oh, let's stop. And I did, because I don't feel like, even though she was being unbelievably out of line and threatening, this is not the same as when a person is trying to rob you, or when you can tell when somebody really wants to do you harm. Once again, this lady was homeless and lived out in her car, and probably was used to just pulling that knife on people all the time and then just walking away because she asked for it back. Like, are you crazy? And I wouldn't be surprised if she was actually MK Ultra'd. Like, maybe not paid and sent by those people, but definitely tipped off just because she was listening to that very strange religious programming. But I did want to mention that because it is a very important message about self-defense. You really have to learn that. And then martial arts is a really good place to go, because you learn discipline and you learn how to fight without anger. You learn how to fight as kind of like a science. And you will learn the structure of the human body and the face and the muscles and the nerves and everything, where you can hit an opponent to neutralize them, because there's a spot where if you hit somebody in the jaw, it doesn't matter how big they are, their jaw will dislocate and it will pinch a nerve in the back of the head, and that will knock you out. And that's how those guys get knocked out instantly. And you just have to know exactly where to crack somebody. And if you do, you can knock out even a big opponent. And it actually, you have kind of an advantage if you're smaller with that exact move, because you are beneath them and you can angle up their jaw. But things like that are very, very important, especially if you just happen to be a person like me who does have this sort of killer instinct inside of them. You have to know when to stop, obviously. And you have to know how to control all of that immense power, because with great power comes great responsibility. Okay, so that is just another piece. And I had one more thing to say. I can't remember what it is right now, but I will come back when I do. Okay.